What up, everybody? I'm Jay the Kid. That's Broke Boy Bray.
Yo, yo.
We got our boy over here in the cut. We got LC from 773. And ladies and gentlemen, this is another episode of Four Ropes Full Podcast. So, today, we got ourselves some very special guests here today. We have our guys joining us over here. We have Chris, and we have my man Justin. We have are new owners of IPW Wrestling. So, let's just go ahead and just welcome these guys in.
Yeah.
How you guys
Making
doing today,
y'all
man?
blush. Making me blush over here.
So, we were just talking about it, before we started the podcast about, what made you guys want to, obviously, own the promotion, buy it out and everything. But, we just want to get into actually a little bit, a little bit more backstory about you guys, where you guys are from and everything, what you guys are currently planning for, the company that you guys are now owning and operating. What's up with that?
Well, a little bit of backstory is both Chris and I come from doing live entertainment events, mostly in the music scene. We between us, we've had over 300 events. There was a lot of like transferable traits from live performance music that we could put into the wrestling event. That was kind of my background, was promotion wise and stuff. I've always been a wrestling fan ever since I seen the Undertaker, and then you get Kane and Mankind and like everybody else kind of coming down the pipeline. I was just engaged right from a kid.
Yeah.
Right. You respect that. You respect that. Bray?
What's it just like owning a company? Like, we haven't really gotten a chance to really talk to like owners of promotions or anything. So, like, what's it like going from fans to now owning your own promotion and being able to book shows and find new talent and kind of just expose more to the wrestling world what IPW has to offer?
I mean, it's wild. Like there's a whole different scene into indie wrestling that they're coming back every show. They're a staple of the events. Like we see that a lot on like the live music end of things too, as you get those repeat customers. But there's a whole different like level of ownership of the indie wrestling scene to those hardcore fans and even the talent of wrestlers that are like participating in all these events.
Of course, of course. So we actually gonna skip it over and we gonna pass it over to our boy Visionary 23, who is joining us in right now.
Hey man, nice to
Visionary,
meet
go
you.
ahead and finish up with your question.
What's up, y'all? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we hear you.
Uh, my thing is messing up real quick.
You all good, you all good. We'll pass it
Yeah, we
over
can
to
hear
LC
you.
real quick. LC, what you got for him?
Hey, so thanks again for being on today, guys.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so I always try to double back and see what was that main like go to for everything. But I know now we're getting into early stages of the 2025 quarter and going into where now it's really starting to count. When preparing for a show and you're actually taking it from pen and paper to on screen, what's something that you do as like a motivational drive that keeps you going and getting that script done properly, even if it's not a script, even if it's just bullet points, notes, and transitioning that into actual screen time?
So we actually just finished doing an investor call before coming on with you guys. So when we bought the company, we sold some ownership of the company as well to certain investors to partner up with Chris and I and kind of bring a higher caliber event to our fans. So like every Sunday we've been doing an investor call, and like it's been a everybody on the committee and the board of directors is kind of like fallen into their roles of like what they can offer to help the promotion move along and stuff like that. And it's funny you mentioned the first quarter too, because we just finished talking about, we're just purchased this company. It was kind of like late into the first quarter, the first 2 weeks into the quarter. So we're still in that preliminary like planning grounds right now to make sure that our first event is a banger of an event. So, we're hoping to do something probably early second quarter and take this time right now to just kind of make sure all the bells and whistles are accounted for and we're hiring great talent because we really want to elevate all the foundations that Doug had built with IPW. We just want to springboard off that and bring it to a higher caliber.
That's what's
Gotta
up.
love it. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And Visionary, whenever you're ready.
First thing first, it's a pleasure having y'all on our pod, and we want to know what kind of like talent do y'all like? Do y'all want in y'all company?
We're still reaching out for sure. As for talent booking, like right recently, we actually just made a post on our Facebook group or page, whatever you call it there, asking really the fans, like, what do you guys want to see? What we want to, like we mentioned before, is like we're just trying to springboard off the foundation that we started with, and by honestly, man, like asking the fans, like, what do you want to see? Like myself, like I can't, like, I was a wrestling fan for sure, but it's not exactly, it's still kind of new territory for me, within the last few years anyway, for sure, right? Like I was big into wrestling as a kid, and then like as you grow up, like just life is consumed by work and whatever else you do to kind of keep the wheels turning, right? But at the end of the day, like we asked, like, who do people want to see? We got a lot of engagement on those questions
Yeah.
that we're asking, and like we're definitely doing our research on those wrestlers and the talent, and like, okay, we're gonna get our list together, and then okay, we're gonna take the most requested and get them in. Obviously, we need some up and comers as well. Like, there's got to be screen time for guys that want to get into it or have just been beginning, right? So it's kind of an experience for everybody, right? Like, whether you've been in it involved for years, your whole life, or just trying to get into it, we're trying to make sure that uh, everyone benefits, right? Because not only the main priority is the fans, right? So like, if the fans are getting what they're asking for, I think that that everyone will be, enjoy the whole experience that we're going to try and put together.
Yeah, and like already too, the fans have been recommending some pretty banging names as well. Like they definitely want to see some high impact wrestling for some of the stars that they're calling for.
Okay.
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 And I was gonna say, I love that you guys are like engaging with the community. So like, rather than trying to do your own thing or kind of just like enforce like, oh, we take over the company, we do our thing. You're like, nah, we're gonna listen to the fans. We already have a foundation here that's built off of what we have and communicate with our audience to give them what they want, rather than just trying to hot shot it and hope people accept it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Because like they were here before we were, so we don't want to go changing too much off the cuff. They're kind of like used to a certain style of promotion. We're going to be changing the production aspect of that for sure. And I
Of
think
course,
both
of course.
wrestlers and fans alike are really going to appreciate the higher elevated production level that we're going to offer with our shows, because some of this production will have local wrestlers not even having the opportunity to have had a production like that in front of them before. So it'll be a really good opportunity for them to be cutting promos and like making sure that they're using our production level as a springboard for their own talent.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So you're investing inside you guys' company pretty well, and I like that. I like that.
Yep.
So getting into it and everything like that, you buying the company from Doug, making it like your guys' own thing and everything. So as doing that as well, you also take in some of the situations that they once had before. Now, my question about it is, will you guys still like are all the current champions still gonna hold those belts, or are we getting new champions, new championship belts designs and stuff like that?
So, like everything else in life, when you're thrown into a situation on what to do, there can be some rock, paper, scissors, or you could just hold a tournament,
Right.
right? So,
Fair.
very much kind of leaning towards the tournament style to like re-crown a king, or but I mean, we're gonna release some of that information a little bit later.
Okay,
Okay.
still working out the wheels and
Okay.
whistles and everything. Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Okay. Hopefully we get a chance to see those new championship designs, or put the belt on the podcast eventually. Just to
Yeah, yeah,
show the
yeah.
fans
Come
and
on
show the guys
down.
what they fighting for.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah.
right.
Okay. And Bray, it's on you again.
Just where did your love for wrestling come from? Just like what was that like one pivotal moment that just like had you fall in love with the sport?
Mankind getting thrown through a steel cage and into the ring, and that's when the match began.
Just, I mean, yeah. What the crazy part is that you mentioned, I was literally just talking to a coworker about that the other day, finding out that he's a wrestling fan, and like, he grew up with that era, and I was like, see, we've been working together for like almost 2 years, and I had no idea you watched wrestling at one point.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of crazy that like you bring that back. It's just like that's huge.
I mean, like that was the highlight of wrestling for me, was that like SmackDown versus Raw, like the NWO Generation X. Like I don't know how many times like I got kept after class for telling the teacher to suck it or something. Like, so,
Fair enough, boy. Chris and us used to get our butts kicked because we'd always be doing the DX chops.
Yeah. Oh man, I
I
still do
know
that
how
at
that
work
is.
now.
All
You
right.
got
Speaking of
catch him from a
Chris,
distance.
Yeah.
a rerun every single time. But Chris, it's on you.
All right. So definitely getting into the whole aspect with now we're going into that later stage of the first quarter.
mhm.
When it comes down to not only, booking that perfect moment, when you think about recent times for IPW, what's something that you could take away from its past that you wouldn't mind having in its future?
Well, the ability to book great talent, like that was one thing that Doug was very good at doing, was getting people like Chris Masters or Carlito, Fandango, so many ex WWE superstars, and even superstars that went back to WWE. Like when Carlito was here, like 2 weeks before he came here, he was featured on WWE. So I mean, it was huge hype for him coming at that time.
Yeah.
So like that's one thing I'd really like to keep as something that Doug was doing, especially for IPW being here on Prince Edward Islands. Like not a lot of wrestlers will add Prince Edward Island to their list of travels when they're booking a little tour. It's
Mhm.
so for Doug to be bringing in great talent like that was a treat for the people that were at all of his shows. I'd love to continue doing that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, okay. Visionary.
Hmm.
What's some of you guys' favorite wrestlers?
Current or all time?
It could be any genre, old time, new time.
I mean, like Undertaker, Kane was an awesome one. That whole saga with like the Brothers of Destruction, like I always liked Mankind as well. Kind of like those darker characters, Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, like just kind of. I've always liked that aura of darkness to it too. So I'm a big heavy metal fan, so it kind of goes hand in hand.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, like I even remember like as a kid, loved wrestling and stuff, but like even before you had mentioned like what kind of pivotal moment like did it kind of start for you? And like for myself, I remember we got for Christmas, my brother and I, we got a Nintendo 64, WrestleMania 2000, and man, oh man, like there was a few times where like it got taken away, right? Because we got a little bit too round up. Like
Yeah.
I'd be fucking doing whatever, Stone Cold Steve Austin taunts all the time, and then I'd take that like downstairs when we're not playing video games, and then it'd be like, stop doing that. So I kind of had to tone her down a bit, but you had that little bit of like that badassery that like you're kind of not walking on eggshells, but like at any moment I can give you one of these, suck it, or just give you a wrestling taunt or whatever, right? And like it was always fun, right? It was hilarious, it was fun, and like some of the storylines I wasn't really hard into. I just honestly just maybe because I was younger or whatever, but like it was always the moves, like everything was so cool. It was always big, bright, in your face.
That was it, like the larger than life aspect of it all, right? Like I think I can speak for everybody on this call right now when I say that if we've all dreamed about busting through those curtains
Oh
and
yeah.
coming down to the wrestling ring and holding the belt up, right? So
Yeah, nah, that's a real childhood dream.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean,
Yeah. It's
even if you
actually
do it during
it's
WrestleMania
actually
Access, like
becoming a
still.
reality pretty
yeah,
Yeah.
soon.
So yeah, nah, for sure, for sure. So since he mentioned WrestleMania 2000, I want to know, is that what you think is the best video game, well, wrestling based video game, or is there something ahead of that?
I don't know. There's like nostalgia games like SmackDown versus Raw was
Yeah.
awesome. Like when you could really make your own entrance into. I
Hmm.
remember I'm like 36 years old, so like I was born in the 80s. So the like whenever you could make your entrance and like do all the light show and everything, I thought that was wild. So like that's always mine. Go back nostalgia game, but I do like the new AEW games. So
Okay,
Okay. Okay.
okay, all right, Bray.
Um, what are some like newer wrestlers from like this current generation of like AEW talent, WWE talent, TNA talent that like really stand out to you as like this is kind of like the new way that wrestling is kind of changing, and like how can you apply that to your own company now that you guys are in charge of it and everything?
I I always liked Malachi. He was pretty awesome. Ricochet was wicked too. Um, like Ricochet came from doing Lucha Underground. I'm sure you guys are familiar with like the Lucha Underground stuff.
Yeah.
Prince
Yeah,
Puma.
so like I've always had an admiration for guys that can get in the storyline while still performing those larger than life acts.
Okay, okay, I can respect that. LC.
Yeah. So now when it comes down to the look itself, I know we keep the original look, like I can tell from like the shirt and everything, the original IPW. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, every company goes through that time when they have to change it, or they are based around the color. NXT had, the gold
Yeah,
days, and it was 2.0, even though we don't talk about that. What what can separate IPW's color or aspect compared to what everyone else is trying to do with mimicking each other?
I think Doug kind of started with keeping like the Grove Street colors. He's got the green and white thing going on. So, like, keeping the green and white is kind of really nice for being able to put on like other colors as well, right? Like, we could put it on a white shirt, we could put it on a red shirt. It's still got to pop with the green and white. Our championship belts, too, like, they're green and white as well. So, that's probably going to be the color scheme that we kind of continue with, but don't go changing what's not broke either, right? Like if the logo and stuff was eye catching and appealing already, like we don't need to go changing too much.
Okay, we can respect that. I can respect that. So we actually gonna get into a segment here, and we basically gonna do this in teams. So we gonna have you guys as a team. We gonna have Visionary and LC as a team, and me and Bray. We gonna be a team.
Okay.
Basically, I know how this list is gonna go. I'm gonna pretend like I'm on this team, but I mean, all I got is a certain opinion for it, and y'all already know what it is. We are gonna be having you guys blind rank tag teams. So I'm gonna list out 1 through 10. Number 1 being the greatest, 10 being the worst.
Okay. All right.
So we are gonna get started. And number 10 is gonna be the British Bulldogs.
British Bulldogs, I'd put somewhere around the middle of the pack. Maybe like 6 or something. 7.
6 or 7. That's what
6,
y'all
but
going
they
with.
had way more damn potential than expected.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I just don't know how crazy a tag teams you're gonna throw at me here, so
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know where to rank
Knowing
them.
Jesse, he's a trickster, so who knows, honestly.
Yeah,
Go
okay.
ahead, put the middle of the row for me. Put them at 5. I mean,
I'll go with it.
5 for you.
yeah.
Okay, okay. All right, all right. Aaron, Chris, what y'all going with?
6.
Fakes. Yeah.
Y'all going with 6? Okay. Huh. So we got 6, 5, and what was you guys' again?
Say 7.
7. Oh, y'all are. All right, this is a. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is a little different than I expected from you guys,
All
and
right,
this is
there it is.
also going off of top 10 tag teams of all time. So I didn't set up this 10 groups, but y'all are gonna play some wherever y'all see fit. Number 9 is the Brothers of Destruction.
Ooh.
Give me number 2.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'll give them number
Number
2.
2.
I'd say
It's only one tag team I will ever put above the Brothers of Destruction, and I'm quite sure they on the list.
yeah, I'd say number 1 for me, Chris. I don't know about you.
Yeah. I say number 1. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Put them at 3 for me. You know, Brothers of Destruction, I mean, they're such an iconic tag team, but knowing yo, as you've already looked at this list, you know what's coming next, so I feel like 3's a safe
I know
spot.
everything
Yeah, I
that's
was gonna say,
coming. I'm
you
not
know
gonna
Yeah,
what's
lie
on
to
this
he's
you.
got
list,
the
so like,
insider information on the go.
right, that's what I'm saying. Like, you must be on my team, but it's
Like
just
I'm not
me.
gonna lie to you. Like I could legit
Like,
mess up
hey,
y'all list if I wanted to, and not tell y'all what 1 is. Like I could be a heel today, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna take the higher route. All right, all right. So you got Brothers of Destruction at 3. Now let's see what we gonna do here. The Usos.
Ooh.
I'll put the Bulldogs at 6 and the Brothers at 2.
Gotta be like 4.
Usos.
No, like 5.
Yeah, probably 5. Probably 5.
Yeah.
you said the Uzos?
Yep.
Probably like 4.
I'm unfamiliar, so I'll go with 4.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking, like 4.
4.
I kind of wanted to put them at 6, but I'm like, nah, that's a little too low.
It's a little bit too
Perfecto.
low. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I gotta give them their flowers. Like 6 is a little too low.
All right. The New Age Outlaws.
Ooh.
That's right. Road Dogg and Mr. Ass Man. Where we putting them at?
Damn.
Very pivotal with DX.
Even
Number
after DX, they were very pivotal.
Like, well, even then, it's like if you don't know, it's like you know who it is.
That's iconic, yeah.
You know who it is. Everybody know who Billy is.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say like 9.
Yeah, because it was more of a comedy situation. It wasn't too much of a
Action
Like
pack.
I
you
see,
gotta
yeah,
take
yeah. No,
it.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Maybe even
Okay, okay. So we
7.
got y'all 7
Just call on the horn.
for New Age.
See, that's what I'm kind of stumped on. 'Cause I'm like, I gotta respect the goats.
I
I'll
mean,
say
that's not
7.
bad. I guess not bad. I guess.
Go ahead, and give me a smooth 6 for them.
Okay, okay.
Give me a smooth 6.
And then you guys, you had them at 9 or 8.
Nah, we'll put him at 10.
Oh, y'all put them at 10. Fair enough. Fair enough. I guess I give y'all that. Now, This next one, Legion of Doom.
Mm.
I was just saying that.
I'd say 9. I'd say 9 or 8. I think we already used 8, didn't we, Chris?
Yep.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah,
I'll
put
go
him
ahead
at
and put them at Legion of Doom at 8 for me.
Yeah, 8 is what we have open.
Mm-hmm.
Like now, don't get me wrong. Road Warriors definitely. They had the not only the look, but the moves at the match. It's just the tenure of it all together. It went a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Like if you're looking at the history of the team, everything you taking it all into account. Yeah, it could have ended better. We did not need Hyman, right? What was his name or something?
Hiding right.
Yeah, hiding
Yeah,
right.
Hyden,
Legion
right?
of Doom
Yeah.
2000. Yeah, that
Oh
we
man,
don't talk about that.
yeah. So it
Like
was
I
a lot
said,
of different things. Yeah.
he had a fetish with Michael Cole, so I don't include him at all. But that's a different story. So now we gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tell y'all what spots y'all have left. Bray, 1, 2, 6, 8, and 9 is what you got left. Chris and Visionary, y'all got 1, 2, y'all got 4, y'all got 8, and y'all got 10. Chris and Justin have 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7 left. So next we gonna get into the Dudley Boys.
Ooh.
I think we still.
What do we have left? 2, 3, 5, 6, 7.
I think so.
I mean, we got to leave room for like Hardy Boys and Edge and
Yeah.
Christian too. So,
There's a few that, yeah.
all right, Dudley's would be like 5.
Yeah, because we got 4.
I say, what numbers I got?
Bray, you
We
got
got 4,
1,
right?
2. You got 1, 2, 6, 8, 9.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, 9, 10.
Put them at 6. I wish I could put them higher, though.
Yeah, right. I didn't leave room appropriately.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't think about them, honestly, but making this list, I would have put them definitely higher.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably 4 for us.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, we all know that triple threat tag was much needed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then Justin and Chris, y'all are putting them where in the middle
Number
of
5.
this?
In the middle.
5, okay. Y'all use y'all 5 for the Dudleys. Okay. Next, Edge and Christian.
1.
2.
Yeah, 2.
2.
Them visionary
You know what?
go-tos. I
You know
mean, when it comes to me and visionary, we already know we don't have a hard time when it comes to picking between Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's always right there, neck and neck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that me too. Anyways, Edge and Christian were awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what I say. Those 3, Edge, Christian, Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys. They always knew how to make some magic.
I'd
And
say
you
that's
don't even
probably
have
our
to.
number 2 and 3. Chris is just like Edge Christian and Hardy's.
Mm.
Okay. So, Bray, where'd you put them at?
I put them at 2.
You put them at 2. Chris, y'all put them at 2, right?
No,
Yeah.
we going with visionary. He said 1.
1? Okay.
That still keeps our other number 2 and
Okay, what we
what
got?
else? I
Jesse
think
took
we got
offense to
number
that
2,
one.
number 7, and number 2 and number 8.
We got 8 left.
All right, now let's
And I
just
think number 10.
let me just break this down one more time. Bray, you got 1, 9, and 10 left. Chris, you and Visionary, y'all got 2, 9, and 10 left.
Yep.
Justin and Chris have 3, 6 and 7 left.
Yeah.
I want y'all to know I personally fucked up this list for y'all. I want all of y'all to know this. Just so I can do this. Heart Foundation.
Ooh.
Number 9.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ
'Cause
almighty.
You can either be talking, obviously, the tag team of Brett and Anvil, or,
That's the
Brett
one.
Owen. You could be talking Davey Boy Smith and Tyson Kidd.
No, no,
Let's
no.
just
I'm
say
talking about the
Davey Boy.
original. Nope, I'm talking about the original. We talking about the originals, the OGs.
Eh, sadly, it got to be at 9 because of the space, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially I wasn't really watching it. That's not my generation.
Yeah,
There's
nah,
David got
technical side.
number
Yeah,
7.
Yeah. Yeah, I put him 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Bray.
It's nothing against him, just like what Visionary said, just not my generation, so I'm gonna put him at 10.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I respect what they did. It's just I never really kind of revisited that era.
Yeah.
It's a good one to revisit if you have the time, man.
No, I've only heard good things about it.
Like if you get into like all the Montreal Screwjob stuff with Bret Hart and Vince McMahon there, like there's a whole crazy backstory about Bret Hart knocking Vince McMahon out in the locker room.
Oh, yeah.
No, I know that backstory. I gotta dig a bit deeper into it though. I know about the Montreal Screwjob. Oh God, that story's bled into my mind at this point.
Yeah, but like it all built from like the Hart Foundation too. Like that's why it was so fucking crazy, was because like Bret was just such a company man and got screwed.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah, trying to do your part to help the company, but
This is
business is
top 2.
business.
Yeah, apparently. Eh? Oof.
Remember this. This is top 2. Rajon, you got 1 and 9 left. Chris, y'all got 2 and 10 left. Chris and Justin have 3 and 6. That's all I'm gonna say.
2
The
picks.
Steiners.
The Steiners.
Yep,
Yeah.
the Steiners.
Rick Scott.
6.
We only got those last 2. They got to be at 10.
Yeah. Sorry, my 10.
What I got left? 10.
You got 1,
No,
1 and 9.
Put him at 9. Yeah. I at least know more personally about the Steiners. Like I said, nothing against the Hart Foundation. You know what the fucked up part is? Why do I feel like he didn't even put the Hardys on this list?
Yeah, I'm kind of like waiting.
I was saying, why do I feel like he didn't even put the Hardys on this list?
I'm like, you mentioned the Dudleys and Edge and Christian.
Yeah.
Like,
And then you end off with that.
once again, Jexy is a fucking trickster when it comes to shit like this. So who's the last spot?
You're number 1. They're number 2. And Justin and Chris is number 3.
I swear to fucking God.
The Quebecers.
The Quebecers.
The who?
The Quebecers.
Yeah.
Rene Dupree.
I'm okay with that.
No. Old school Canadian tag team. They used to dress up like mounties.
Oh.
Yeah.
God.
You see, I got all of you motherfuckers.
I knew
because
it.
I told
Yeah,
you
yeah.
to your
You played
faces.
us like
I
a film.
personally
The
fucked this up
Quebecers.
for all of y'all.
Wow.
But how are you gonna give us Edge and Christian and then fucking Dudleys, but you're not gonna give us Jeff and Matt? Like
I know
that's a
y'all was
fucking
waiting.
crime.
Man,
Hey, I told y'all.
We should take him to court over this.
I told y'all I made the list. That's why I
LC
couldn't
filed a
comment.
petition. We taking him to court.
Y'all
Yeah,
see
yeah.
every time y'all said something, I questioned it a bit, right?
Yeah, this is a
Everybody.
mulligan. This is a mulligan
Yes.
situation.
There were clues.
I personally fucked with you. So Bray, your number 1, Quebecers, Edge and Christian, Brothers of Destructions, Usos, British Bulldog, New Age, Dudleys, Legion of Doom, Steiners, Hart Foundation. Chris and Aaron, y'all got Edge and Christian, y'all got the Quebecers, Brothers of Destructions, Dudleys, Usos, British Bulldogs, New Age Outlaws, Legion of Doom, Hart Foundation, Steiners.
That's not bad.
Then Chris and Justin got Brothers of Destruction, Edge and Christian, Quebecers, Usos, Dudleys, Steiners, Hart Foundation, British Bulldogs, Legion of Doom, New Age Outlaws.
I'm okay with that list.
I'm not okay with mine, Mister.
I
I'm supposed to be on
understand.
your fucking team.
I told you
I'm
I
just
gotta
missing the
pretend to be a
Hurdies at the
teammate, but
top.
you
That's
hear
all.
I didn't say anything. I
Yeah,
didn't even
Bray,
question
you got
y'all
it the
lists.
worst.
I
I
I
would
just
pick a
did, bro.
number one before
I
you
got
had him.
bamboozled. I'm thinking we gonna fucking see the Hardys on this list, man.
oh no, I knew
Where's
y'all
the Hardy
was I
Boys?
knew y'all wanted that. Come on now. I can't make my own goddamn list, but you know damn well I would have been in tears if I had the vote to cut Backers as number one.
You got
You know damn well. Come on now.
where my switch
I
at?
would have thought
Where
you
my
would have.
switch
I
at?
I
appreciate
thought
you
you would have
trying to get
gave
us
me
some
something
Canadian.
different. I thought you would have put the Usos at one, but no. Nigga
Look,
just
man, I respect what the Usos do, and they will never be fucking number one on my list.
fair enough. Fair enough. All right, so we gonna get into a few more questions before we get into our final segment and everything. So I'm gonna pass it off actually, and we're gonna let Visionary go first.
What's your guys' favorite finisher?
Favorite finisher?
Mm-hmm.
Thinking back.
It's a
For
tough one.
some reason, I keep not. I don't know about favorite, but the one that comes to mind was I forget the name of it, but Booker T. Back in like there was a I don't know if it was like a redemption match or something like that. It was after it was like him versus Rikishi in
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know sometime in the early 2000s, and Rikishi like sat on Booker T, and then Booker T ran into the bathroom throwing up or whatever, and I think there was a match after that, and Booker T pulled something off that was pretty tight. I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. LC.
All right. So definitely, the namesake Chris. Who would you consider to be on that all-time list for top four Chris's in pro wrestling?
That's a good ass question.
I
Mm-hmm.
know, right? Thank you.
I don't hype this nigga up too
Good
much.
question. Yeah. I don't want to say Chris Jericho was my top, but that's the first one coming to mind.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to.
Because it's only so many few
Yeah.
compared to the ones name-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye. Can you sleep?
What's up, champ?
Say hi.
Lonnie.
So I ain't gonna lie to you, Chris. You my boy, and I love you for life. You my brother. But if you would have said all time Chris's and you gave me four, Chris Brown would have been one. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you,
Yeah,
gang.
Chris Brown.
Even then,
Oof.
if we was doing wrestling Chris's, I don't need. I love Chris Jericho, prime Chris Jericho. I want him to retire now, but Chris
Yeah.
Jericho would have to be one. I would say who would be number two here?
Gotta give him his flowers after the match with Hangman. Chris Daniels has always been underrated. They always
Christopher
looked at him
Daniels is
second
definitely
fiddle to
That's
underrated.
what I
AJ
was gonna say. I'm like
Styles.
Christopher Daniels.
Christopher Daniels is.
C-
You know,
CD has an eye for wrestling.
I probably would have said Chris Hero, but I mean
Yeah,
Christopher
Chris
Daniels is
Hero.
probably a good one too. You
Yeah,
know,
Chris.
Yeah, Chris Masters.
Yes.
Brian Christopher. I still consider him.
Mm-hmm.
did you just say Chris Masters?
Of course.
Now, ain't nothing wrong with Chris Masters in IPW. Like he is gonna be a great guy to come back in, and I love to meet Chris Masters.
Or
Chris
what does he
Masters
go
might
by
have.
like Chris
I ain't gonna lie
Adonis or
to you.
something now?
I mean, if we coming off of wrestling, I ain't gonna lie to you. I probably realistically might have to put him at number two, just because the masterpiece, Chris Masters, like
Oh,
he
yeah.
had one of the toughest entrances in wrestling.
He
Literally,
did.
it was like basically you had to bask in his presence as he was on the top of the ramp. Like he had too much baby oil on that in his prime, but luckily he
Yeah.
didn't drew back from that and everything. But
Mm-hmm.
shout out to Chris Masters and everything. We hope to definitely see him back in IPW with you guys. But we're gonna actually go ahead and pass it over to Bray.
What are your guys' like big goals for like this year, especially taking over everything? Like once you guys are all settled in anything, like what big goals do you have for the company going forward?
Just at the moment, we just lost. Justin just lost connection. His phone died, so he just wanted me to say that he ended up quitting because there was no Hardy Boys on that last list. But
See, you causing issues.
yeah, but yeah, no, like there's definitely like we have a whole team, right? So we have like what we're calling like our board that we're kind of bouncing ideas off of. We have a wrestler involved as well, so we have someone who can give us insight on what would make the talent, like the we obviously want the talent, like if the talent is having a good comfortable environment, then they can put on a good show, right? There's no like awkwardness, there's no like sketchy nothing or other, right? Like there's it's straight ahead. So we're trying to cater to our talent as well as the fans. So we're kind of like more so relying on a lot of fan feedback as well. Like we do have our own ideas. We really want to go, make something like a big production. But at the same time, we don't want to like storm up all these ideas and then all of a sudden bombarding people with stuff they don't want to hear or don't want to see, or like they're on the fence about.
Right.
you know not a lot of people don't really like complete direction change, nothing like that. So like what Justin mentioned before, like we definitely want to keep all the good things that have been working that the fans enjoy with IPW at the moment, and keep those going forward. And if something has to change, then something has to change in the future for sure. And like again, like we have a whole team, so we rely on that, our feedback. We again get together on Sundays and we'll do our chit chat, like what do you guys think? So like it's not just one person or two people like coming up with all these ideas, and like that way there wouldn't really be any headbutting or anything like that after the fact. So definitely hoping to get a show together here fairly soon. Not too early, obviously. We're kind of aiming for like March, April area. We're going to announce our first event, I believe, for that time. And continuing on, like Justin had mentioned, we might be leaning towards a tournament style, so we can start in the beginning stage. Like, okay, where is this belt going to go? Who is going to hold this belt, the championship, right? And then kind of go from there. He's back.
I made it.
That's what's up. That's
I
what's
like
up.
that. I like that.
Ah, my
So,
phone died.
getting back on into it, sorry I hurt your feelings and you had to leave for a second because the Hardy Boys wasn't on the list. My apologies. It hurt me too, not to put them on this list, but just to mess with y'all.
I mean, now you know
Had
how
to do
serious
it.
it is.
And see, you can't do this for future guests, bro.
See, you right, y'all right, y'all right. But like I said, we growing a friendship here, so therefore I get to mess with y'all. That's all it is.
Yeah.
All right.
It's my right to mess with everybody who get on this podcast. And speaking
We'll
of
take
messing
our
with y'all,
Yeah.
so speaking on that, we are actually gonna get into 5-minute heat waves. Now, 5-minute heat wave, basically within a matter of 5 minutes, we gonna rapidly fire off questions to you guys. Some of them might not be wrestling, some of them will be wrestling, some of them might just be to see if I like you like a person.
All right. All right.
So,
Nice.
basically, I'm gonna just have you answer these questions as honest as possible. Y'all wouldn't lie to us, right? Y'all wouldn't do that to us, right?
You get it brutally.
That's exactly all I need to hear. So with that being said, mustiest city y'all travel to for music?
Sorry?
Oh. Yeah.
I think that's your mic.
Oh.
I was like,
Y'all
can you
too
hear me?
close.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you
hear me
go.
now?
Okay.
Bet.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's the mustiest city y'all have to do music at?
The mustiest?
Yep.
It smells the
Oh.
worst.
Like Trenton, Nova Scotia was pretty bad. They all there.
Oh wow.
Oh, a clock. Sorry. Yeah, I'd say so. Something like
Brad,
that.
on you.
What's your favorite like holy shit moment from wrestling? Just that you've seen recently, a more recent one.
CM Punk trying to revitalize his career.
I mean,
Come on, man.
with
CM Punk.
AEW, that kind of was not gonna work itself out. With WWE,
Yeah,
it's looking like he
I
might
think
have a
after
few shining moments if booked right.
getting beat up in the UFC probably showed him a few things too.
Hey, it set you straight.
Everybody needs to be humbled at some point.
Yeah, nah.
That's right. Brought back down.
I mean, sometimes you got to be like, I'm the best in the world at wrestling. Don't say you're the best in the world and just leave it at that.
yeah.
No,
You
I
gotta
don't
back
think
that
you
up.
remember that nigga in the mid 2010s.
I'm just saying, if I say I'm the best in the world, then I get on a basketball court trying to fight. Try to play one-on-one with LeBron, and I get my
Well,
ass bust. I'm not the best in the world at basketball. I never said I was, but at the same time, I didn't tell you I wasn't.
Yeah.
Visionary.
Tombstone.
one more time.
Tombstone. The Sweet.
I can't hear him.
You going in and out too.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Nope.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Wait, let me see.
What's the question?
You like the Sweet Chin
I
music?
think-
Sweet Chin Music?
Yes, Sweet Chin Music or
Yeah.
Tombstone Pile Driver.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Music,
which one
man.
is more appealing to y'all? Like,
I don't know. I like the Tombstone Pile Driver, but you've always wanted to give your boss a Sweet Chin Music every now and then too. So
yeah, nah.
You gotta
You
be
ain't
careful
lying
with
that
what
one.
you
Fair
wish
point,
for.
yeah.
I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie to you. I can't get my extra day off of work. Bam. Sweet Chin and go and do it myself on the computer. I take the punishment later.
So we're
LC,
gonna
it's
see.
on you.
All right. So definitely get into the special part of it. Who's that one wrestler that, if given a chance, you would openly wrestle like in a heartbeat?
ooh.
Wrestle as in because I want to whoop their ass, or wrestle as in like starstruck.
I
Man,
would
I can't
take
believe I'm with this
the
dude.
first one with a heartbeat. Yes, whoop
Yeah.
their ass.
Probably like Hornswoggle or something.
Yeah,
It'll be a
Dylan.
memorable match.
Yeah, that
Oh,
would be a
Ben, probably
memorable.
Benoit.
Chris
Definitely.
Benoit, that'd be a good one. Shit kicking, yeah.
Benoit versus Sullivan.
Oh, they already fighting in hell.
I was gonna say, don't say it.
Sorry. Sorry, y'all know I got a problem with that. Y'all know y'all know
Jesse, the controversial one on the pod.
I don't know about that. It's me. It's
I was saying, yeah, it
Chris.
is kind of a toss up between you and Chris. Honestly, y'all just be cutting
I
up.
was gonna say,
I'm going to tell
I'm
the
out of
truth
pocket.
and nothing but
He's
the truth.
controversial.
I do it because I love the sport of professional wrestling.
I do it because I
true.
love the mayhem. I like madness. I ain't gonna
He
lie.
just like the violence.
The
You know,
wrestling
like
is
not
a
putting
little
any
better.
Hardy
Watch it
Boys
burn
on the
just a
top
little
team
bit.
tag
You
list.
gotta watch it burn sometime.
Told you. I like chaos. Everybody thought that y'all was gonna put Hardy Boys up too high.
Yeah,
Nope.
like where are the Hardy Boys, man?
Like this whole podcast has changed my trust level in Jesse completely.
Don't trust me with the barn ranking list.
Go watch
Yeah.
them curveballs.
Imagine.
Yeah,
Just imagine if
I
we
definitely
did the
felt
top 10
like the
WWE
Matadors was
championship
coming
ranking.
right after that.
See, now you fuck up a championship rank, we got a box.
Just imagine if I leave John Cena and Jeff Hardy off of that list.
We got a box.
I might piss Visionary off and not do Edge on that motherfucker. Because Visionary know how I feel about Edge.
Then it's not a top
And
10
Punk.
list. It's just
Exactly, it's not a top 10 list.
It's a top 10 list. It's just not your top 10.
Bullshit. I feel like some of these are objective.
That's all it
It's
was.
not yours. You gotta make it a list though. So that means you gotta be careful with y'all ranking. Because I can never really rank this stuff. Now, if I say you rank it, sure. But if I gotta pick the 10 motherfuckers for y'all to rank, you never had a guy y'all want.
Yeah,
Once
we got
again, trust level
Nancy
has been
screwed on that one.
changed.
Yeah.
But
Next is gonna
you
be
know,
Primo and Epico or Sin Cara when you take the mask off, and that one dude they was just riding on the bike.
I might put Bob Backlund on that list if I wanted to. I ain't gonna lie to you. If I put
Hey,
10
chicken
top 10
wing is
wrestlers
a
of all
deadly
time,
maneuver. A lot of
it's a
guys
deadly
use the chicken
maneuver, but
wing.
the man doing it is a nut job.
Of course, that's the
I'm
best
just
part
saying.
about it.
Tough move, crazy man. Doesn't
Yeah,
really work out too well unless you Mankind, Kane, or who else
hacksaw
is
Jim
crazy in
Duggan.
wrestling? R-Truth.
All the sweet guys. Yeah.
Or I could just walk around with a mannequin head and tell you it's all right. You know, this is normal.
He, yeah, some
All
tells me
good.
not to
All
lock
right.
my doors when Al Snow come around. So, when Al Snow come around, I lock my door a little bit. I could be
They
I
forget
could
he
be in the kitchen.
badass.
I'm gonna clap.
A lot of that, like they were turning the characters into more comedy style characters. And you taking away like Al Snow, the guy that's literally whooping ass, to he has a mannequin head.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
take away the
that's how they were
cocaine in that
trying to
era.
build them.
30% of that stuff doesn't work anymore. If you take away the cocaine in that era,
Oh, dude, yeah.
wrestling is way different.
I'm about to walk
We
off this.
we were talking about how we lost the art of the promo not long ago. We want to bring
Yeah.
back the art of the promo where everybody's just jacked up and like selling.
But like Truth Magnum and can't his partner name, but they definitely give you that like that early deep south everything, like everything that Memphis and the territories wrestling wise was doing.
Representing.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I think about when I see them now.
Mhm.
Just as much
Miss that
cocaine.
old
I'm just
Randy
saying.
Savage energy.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
like they
saying. That was
both
cocaine
24/7.
too. This man
That
would
was a
walk.
lot of
This man would be backstage.
it.
Ooh, ooh, what you gonna do? That was the cocaine talking. Respectfully,
Ooh,
Macho Man could cut a good promo, but that line had to be amazing.
Hey,
You
you see,
realize
they
he
told
didn't
you
talk
they
at
did
all with a
the Slim
cocaine look,
Jim
right?
commercial. Like they did a retake on it like 30 times.
Yeah, he used the straw. Never mind. We
I
just
was
gonna move on. We gonna move on. So we just gonna basically finish up with what we call the burning question and everything, but we gonna switch it up a little bit for you guys. So we have both of you guys answer this in however way you guys want to. So when your time is up as a wrestling promotion and everything, and you guys basically are basically passing the business down to either, family, friends, children, a good business partner that you trust in the future. When it comes down to all of that and you just relax and just think about what you guys did for the wrestling promotion that you guys have, what is something that you guys also will try to do during that time inside the ring or outside of the ring for guys to remember you by the owners that you were and the people that you are?
I for myself, I really think like I don't know, still in the beginning stages, right? Like we're not really. I'm not really thinking about that step, but I would imagine the biggest thing is continuing on with what we're trying to start with is like the fan engagement and make sure that like that comes first. Like, I mean, groceries are expensive, gas is expensive. I mean, you want to go out, you want it to be affordable, and you want that to be you want something you want to take home an experience and maybe some merch or something. You want to support your talent, support the promotion, but at the same time you don't want to break the bank, right? So we want to make sure that everything that if you're showing up, you're going out, it might be raining outside, you're showing up, you're getting in here, right? You're putting your foot in the door. We want to make sure that your experience was totally worth it and that you'll come back with a friend next time or whatever. And hopefully, if there was a transition in ownership down the road, we would make sure that that would be in the best interest of everyone, right? Like continuing on and just making sure that the 100% focus is on the fan, because without the fans. Like we're literally just a couple guys wrestling in a room with one other dude watching, and that just seems a little weird.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You know, that's the first
Infamous
way
dark
to
match.
answer that.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. So with that being said and everything, we really, want to thank you guys for just sitting down with us, having, some conversations. We went a little bit off topic and everything, but we got some good discussions and everything. So
That's
I
the fun
think
of
that
it, though, right?
IPW,
Exactly.
and I think the future with IPW, with you guys having it, taking over control and seeming like you guys are ready to revamp it. We definitely be looking out for IPW, and if you need any help with that, your boys are more than welcome. To hop on a flight to come over to Canada, to help out with
Well,
anything.
yeah.
So if you guys ever want to do some stuff, where we can mix it up in real life, get a chance to hang out and everything and see the brand in action, we definitely down for that.
Yeah, and that's the big one too, right? Is like involvement, right?
Mhm.
Involvement and exposure and stuff like that, just making everything known. And if there's collaborations that can happen, I mean, it's nothing but positivity for both parties, right? Or whoever's involved. So like anything like that is, if it's feasible at the time, like you know what I mean, like anything's possible. And like the more people that can be involved and like have a good time, that's kind of the gist. That's the idea of it, right? We just want to hang, just want to watch some good stuff and have the full experience, and like being able to do that with your homies is more, I don't know, it's more fulfilling than I would have imagined. I mean, you know what I mean, like it's just the beginning stage. We haven't even put on a show yet, and like we're doing this with like close homies that we've known for a long time, as well as some people that I'm personally just getting to meet now, and like it's just nothing but great energy, right? So like we're just pumped that the opportunity is there, so roll with it.
Hell yeah, that's
And
what it's about.
right,
Of
that's
course,
what we can do, right?
of course, of course. Round of applause to our guys. We got our man Justin, who couldn't finish it up and everything like that, but our guy Chris is right here. So before you get up out of here as a group and everything, but we're gonna close it out with I'm Jay the Kid. That's Broke Boy Bray. We got our boy LC from 773, and we got our boy Visionary 23. And one thing you guys who always watch these episodes know, we always close out wrestling with these final words. We want to thank you for pro wrestling, and we out.
Hell yeah.